Hi, I'm back. I realize I haven't filmed a video in about 6 months, but you know, sometimes life just gets a bit busy. The kids were home all summer holidays, and so they're finally back at school now. My little 5-year-old started school this year, and I'm so proud of him. He is just thriving and loving life, and it means I get some more free time at home. So I actually have some books to show you guys today. These are the books that I've been low-key obsessed about in the last 6 months, and that I just feel like I need to tell people about because everyone should read them. Maybe some of them not everyone should read, but we will come to that. But firstly, I wanted to show you, so I was sent this new sleep tea from Oodie, and I have worked with Oodie for about 4 or 5 times now. So I have got a couple of Oodies myself. I have done giveaways on my Bookstagram of Oodies, and this is actually my first time trying their sleep tea. So it's still, I was about to say it's still summer here in Australia, but it's actually not summer as of a couple of days ago. But I mean, traditionally, the Oodies I have are like the really big, fluffy, warm, winter rug up Oodies. But now, look at this. I can wear this all summer long, all in the warm weather. This is their sleep tea. I mean, I'm obsessed with just how breezy and airy it is, and the pattern is adorable. I know that they do this pattern on their original Oodies as well, which I think I need to get that one as well, because I mean, they're like little coffees, and I love coffee. I love coffee and books. It's just the perfect match. Yeah, thank you so much, Oodie, for sending me this. It is so incredibly soft and lightweight, and like all of their products, you can just throw them into the washing machine and into the dryer, which is just ideal for me. So yeah, now let's get into the books that I have been loving. First off, this is Caught Up by Liz Tomforde. So this is book 3 in the Windy City series, and I have spoken about book 1, which is Mile High. Then book 2 is The Right Move, and then now this is book 3. And I don't know how she does it, but these books continue to get better and better. Like, I don't even know how she did it, but this book is, so this one is about a baseball player. He is a single dad, and he ends up dating the nanny who is he the coach or like the owner or someone who works for the team? His daughter ends up looking after the little guy, so his son, while he's playing and everything, and love ensues. A lot of spicy stuff ensues as well, which is good. But just everyone in this book is just such a lovable, adorable character. They all have just like these amazing traits. The friendships in this book is amazing. The relationship between Miller and her dad is amazing. The relationship between Kai and his son is amazing. This book is amazing. And I think the next one is called Play Along, and that one has characters from this book, and that comes out later this year. So I cannot wait to see if I'm gonna love that book as much as I love this one. But Caught Up, you probably should read the first 2, but you don't have to. The characters from the first 2 books do make an appearance in this one. But yeah, next up, this is for all my spicy book gals. This is Gravity by Sara Cate, and in my other videos I know that I've spoken about Sara Cate because the Salacious Players Club series is one of my favorite series of all time. She just writes these stories that are so incredibly spicy and have these kind of like taboo relationships and like different types of couples, like, you know, thruples, and like just all these kind of like things that don't always get written about or spoken about, but like the story always comes first, and that's what I love about her books. It's just like the spice is like the best, but it's not the main event. Like her characters and her story development and everything is just so good. And this book, if you want some like controversial relationships, I don't want to give too much away, but this is a male female relationship. It may be father, son, girlfriend. Oh, that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. You really do. I mean, you can read the synopsis yourself if you want, but this one, and then the next one in the series also is called Freefall, which I did still love, not as much as this one, but Sara Cate, you can't go wrong with anything she writes, really. I need some water. The next one is Sable Peak by Devney Perry. So this is the last book. Is it 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then novella. So this is book 6 in the Eden series, and I love everything Devney Perry writes. In fact, I have another one of her books here as well. But this whole series is phenomenal. There are 2 books in the middle that I was kind of like give or take, but like the first 2 books and then the last 2 books, just everything. But this is the last book in the series. So this one follows Matteo, which is one of the siblings that we find out nothing about him in the other books. Like he's mentioned 1 or 2 times, whereas the other siblings make lots of appearances. But we almost know nothing about Matteo. And then, so this one is about Matteo's story. And again, this is a single dad story. All of these single dad stories, all but 2. So this is a single dad story, and it also has Vera, who we meet in Crimson River, which is the book prior to this one. So I would say you have to read all the books in the series. If you don't want to read all of them, at least read Crimson River before you read this, because you really do need to know the backstory of Vera and Matteo. But love this one. This one is absolutely my favorite in the series. She finished this series off so well. I love it so much. I mean, while we're talking about Devney Perry, this is Tragic. So this is book 3 of the Lark Cove series. So book 1 is Tattered, which again was 5 stars. I don't know if I think I like this one better than Tattered, but like the 2 of them together are just amazing. So Tattered, Timid, and then this one is Tragic. So this is book 3. And this is a small town romance. All of her books are small town. I'm pretty sure it's Montana. Yes, Montana. So with this one, I would say that you have to read the first 2 in the series to sort of understand what's going on. But this book has just so much emotion and so much character development, and like the backstory of the 2 characters in this book is it's so heartbreaking, but these 2 characters finding each other and just like the banter they have, and then, you know, the love that they eventually have for each other is just so beautiful. And like what I would give to live on this block of land that these 2 live on in Montana, and just it's just beautiful. It's such a beautiful setting. So Tragic by Devney Perry. Now this next one is maybe one of the most controversial books I've ever read and reviewed, but I was recommended this book so many times. I can't tell you how many people told me to read this book. Maybe it was like the person who sort of really convinced me to read it was Ronnie from Words to Escape on Bookstagram. But this book is called Balance. This is like one of those cult books that people obsess over, or they are like, I'm not reading that. So this is actually part of a series. This is book 1. I think there's 5. I think there's 5 in the series. So basic premise of this book, rich girl is trying to become an Olympic gymnast. So she gets her rich daddy to essentially buy her place into a elite gymnast school, which is the coach is the dad's friend. He is an ex-Russian gymnast and he's now a coach. So, so the girl in this book, Adriana, is 16. Kova, the coach, is 32. And it is about a coach and gymnast relationship. Just take those ages into consideration when you think about reading this, because all the things that you're imagining in your head, that's what happens. It's like a train wreck. Like you want to know what happens, but you don't want to read it because some parts I was like, this is just so inappropriate. Who is writing and reading this? But then at the same time, I was like, oh my God, I can't put it down. Like this is nearly 600 pages and I read this in 2 days. I could not put it down. Although sometimes I was literally throwing it across the room being like, Kova, you idiot! He's just, I mean, I have a full review on my Bookstagram, which had to go into the comments because I wrote so much, but I don't like him as a character. I don't know if we're meant to like him, but I don't. He's a pretty terrible person. But I mean, at the same time, I do love a coach and gymnast dynamic. I do love an age gap romance. Anyway, take this, you know, as you will. Read it if you want to. if you think that's going to upset you, that age gap, that power dynamic is going to upset you, maybe don't read it. But I have already ordered the next books in the series. This was $40 in Australia, this book, and I am so committed to this series that I bought the rest of them for $40 as well. So yeah, Balance by Lucia Franco. Yeah. Okay, and the last book, which I'm actually just going to recommend the entire series, which is the Honey Mountain series by Laura Pavlov. I actually am still a couple of chapters away from finishing the last book, but I can confidently say that this will be one of my favorite series of all time. It is a small town series. If you've read any of Laura Pavlov books, they're all spicy and heartwarming and, you know, based around family and just amazing. And I mean, I love the covers. They're just so wholesome and lovely. So my highlights from this series is book 3, which is Make You Mine. And then the last one, book 5, which I have almost finished, but I'm actually reading it like slowly page by page because I don't want it to end. But this one is Only Mine. It's based on 5 sisters. And so the sisters live in this small town, and then they each get a book, as you do. The dad, they don't have a mum. Their mum sadly passed away. The dad is a firefighter, so a couple of the like male main characters are firefighters, if you're into that. Actually, Jace from this one is a firefighter. Really liked that one. And then this last book is about Dylan, who is, I don't know if she's the oldest. No, Everly's the oldest. So I think Dylan's the second oldest, but she's a twin and she's feisty. She takes no rubbish from anyone. But I just love that. Great book. I recommend that one highly. All right, so those are my favorite books that I've read in the last 6 months, or books that I feel like I need to talk about. In the case of Balance, I don't know if I'd call that my favorite book, but it needs to be spoken about. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Sorry it's been a long time between videos. I will try and post a little bit more consistently. And thank you again to Oodie for sponsoring this video and for sending me this amazing sleep shirt. I will have a discount code for you guys if you want to buy either a sleep shirt or if you want to get one of the original Oodies. I will link that discount code and the link down below so you guys can try it out for yourself, and I'll see you guys next time.